Hello students, this is your course on content marketing. In this video on measuring content marketing performance, we're going to talk about downloads. So let's begin by understanding why it is important to measure downloads and what kind of content performance does this metric or does this KPI actually indicate for a content marketer. Downloadable content resources are offered by content marketers as lead magnets mostly, and as rewards for engaged and loyal customers, or as tools for enhancing brand image and recall at a later time as well, while improving bounce rate of the website. Simply put, downloadable resources are ever offered in a website just to encourage customers, either potential customers to share their email ID, existing customers to keep coming back for finding such resources and therefore remaining engaged with the website, engaged with the content, and engaged with the brand. And then downloadable resources are something of memorabilia which can be referred back to by customers who find value in it, and therefore every time they read it, every time they hear it or consume it in any other way possible, they will remember the brand in a positive way. And that is why they are an important kind of content to keep on your website, especially if you want to design a holistic content marketing campaign. Now, what happens in addition to all this is that if you have the event, or if you have the action organized on a particular landing page for a customer to access a downloadable resource by clicking on a link, by clicking on an icon, that gets captured as an additional action on that particular page. And this means that for from Google Analytics point of view, that would be captured as a successful visit and not as a bounce, even if the customer is leaving from the very first page that they visited on the website. So it has that kind of positive effect on your metrics also, which are getting measured, and thus makes sense to offer limited information on the landing page and then encourage customers to download the full content by clicking on a link or a button or a icon. Measuring downloads of such resources also indicate the level of engagement of site visitors and help in understanding the perceived value of such resources for future content planning. So you can also host multiple such resources on your website in different pages and then track how each resource is performing. So let's say you come up with 3 new ebooks in a given content calendar year, and you realize that out of those 3 ebooks, one is particularly performing very well, two others are performing on an average side. The topic, the scope of this ebook which is performing well tells you the interest areas of your site traffic, and it tells you the kind of content that you should be focusing on in the next period of content planning, because that is what customers would want to consume and would keep coming back for. Of course, it's possible that the timely nature of that content, or maybe it's a trending topic and that's why it clicked so much. So you have to keep the subjective assessment in mind as well. But yes, downloadable sources, very much like the pages most viewed on your website, give you a very good understanding of the psyche, the behavior, and the interest and preferences of your target customers, and can be considered as a good way to understand what kind of content works for you and what doesn't. You can use Google Analytics to measure the number of downloads happening on your website. However, it doesn't really track downloads per se as an activity, it tracks events as an activity. So, within your Google Analytics dashboard, you can go to the behavior category tab, and within that, you can select events. And for events, you can select downloads for the event to be measured. So every time a customer click on a download button or a link, that gets captured as an event and that gets measured in your Google Analytics dashboard. And Of course, it is something that you can measure across different download properties, across different topic categories, and you can also compare from time to time and from various campaigns. If you are bringing site traffic on board to particularly access a particular type of download, then you can measure the effectiveness of the campaign also, that so many people got attracted by the promotional content, clicked on it, so positive CTR happened. When they landed on the page, did they actually subscribe to download, or did they actually register to download? You can measure a mix of these kind of metrics to understand how effective a particular campaign is. So it's a download is not just telling you how good the downloadable content is, it's also telling you how effective your promotional efforts are for bringing your customer to that download content as well. And then on that page, how effective is your communication? As you can see here, this is a typical dashboard which can be generated once you have downloads happening, and you can see what type of document is getting downloaded. So you can measure the event label, which could be the name of the downloadable document, and the number of users who actually downloaded it. So this is a very early version of the dashboard, therefore there are only one download per user. There can be users who can browse the website for multiple resources and download multiple such products, and therefore can trigger multiple events on your website, and that can get captured in your Google Analytics dashboard as well. So you need to know how to read it and how to put it to effective use for further content planning. So that's about using downloads as a performance measurement metric. Next up, we'll talk about time per session. Thank you.